Hey, Food Nation, how y'all doing? All my foodies out there. You know, of course, some of you know me as Chef Russ on Facebook, the Two Fat Guys, and Food Nation with the Wine Down Wednesdays, and all the thousands of things that we're doing currently. So, today is special. This won't be the first, the last one. It's the first one, though. It's Ask a Chef. Because I get a lot of questions in my inbox. How do I do this? What's this? How do we cook this? What's the best way to do this? So I want to take a few of the good questions and get some answers. So I hadn't seen these questions. So the questions I'm gonna answer them as truthfully as I can. And if I can't answer them, well, we'll get back to it with the next episode. So I have my cohort on the other side of the camera, Miss Nicole. She's gonna read off these questions and we're gonna try to answer them and hopefully entertain you for like 15 minutes.
Hey Food Nation. Okay, first question is, has there been a time when you were experimenting with something new? It was not good, but led to a new recipe or flavor you hadn't anticipated.
Okay, now for this question right here, I did see this question, and I have to get a shout out to the folks at New Wing Order, Miss Chef Cole over there. Yes, I have jacked up many recipes, especially ones I've tried on my own. And they always, as a chef, you can always tweak them and add a little this, add a little that, thicken it, thin it out to where you know, okay, we need this, we need that. But I've jacked up hundreds of recipes on my own, just trying stuff out. Well, let's try this and this. And I was part of the whole how should I say, fusion era when I started going to culinary school. So I went to this old fusion era where it was fusion this, fusion that, Asian fusion, Greek fusion, American Asian, all this stuff. So that was my whole year of cooking up. Literally, I did plenty of stuff I just jacked up. So yes, and then a lot of them came out and I tweaked them out. I saved a lot of them, but first run, oh no, I jacked them up. So yeah, I've done that. I've done it many times. Matter of fact, I think I did it a few days ago when I was trying to make some marinade for this orange chicken. I can't get it right. So there you go with that one. Yeah, I messed it up.
How do you avoid overcooking a steak?
Don't cook the hell out of it. All right, for a steak, my people, I love y'all. And I've worked at many steakhouses, and now I'm at one right now. And anything past medium, you're getting rubber. You're getting beef jerky. Anything past medium is beef jerky. Also, if you cook your steak, even if you do cook it well, you go and put it on your plate and instantly eating it. No, you have to let your steak sit and rest for 5 minutes. So if you have any juices left in your steak, they can move around and try to soften up a little bit between that piece of beef jerky you just pulled off the grill. But more likely, it's just stop cooking it so much. You need to be a medium temperature, a little pink in the middle. Pink ain't gonna kill you.
How do you keep from drying out salmon?
Again, it's one of the questions, you just don't cook the hell out of it. Basically, I can cook a piece of salmon in a pan, if I blacken it, probably 7 minutes on each side. And I think it depends, it depends on how thick it is. If you get that Walmart frozen bag, man, you're looking at about 3 minutes on each side, really, because it's gonna cook fast. You get the fresh salmon, depending on the size of it, you're looking at anywhere between 5 to 7 minutes on each side, and how you're cooking it. If you're grilling it, it'll take a little bit longer because you're not in direct heat of it. You know, so you just you're grilling it. It'll take a little bit longer. But if you're putting it in the pan, sauteing it up, man, 5 on each side. And nowadays, the air fryer, you drop in the air fryer, put it on about 8 to 10 minutes, it's gonna come out perfect every time. So just stop overcooking everything. Most stuff dry because you cook the hell out of it. Everything don't have to be cooked the hell out of it. We just cook too much. Start experiencing. Soon as it turns from pink to white, and like in chicken, take it off the grill. Because soon as you take it off or you stop cooking, you set it down, it's still good. It's still cooking. It's carryover heat. It's still cooking. So let's stop cooking the hell out of everything. You know, Like, for real. Don't cook the hell out of it.
I made a meatloaf the other day. I used eggs and breadcrumbs, but it still fell apart.
Alright, with this one, this was a tricky question because when I first learned how to make a good meatloaf, I had the same issue. And you have to make sure you're doing, it's more of a feel thing. You gotta make sure your meatloaf is kind of firm, but also you make sure where you're packing it in is taking out all the air bubbles. Because those air bubbles, when it cooks, with that oil and stuff, that what makes your meatloaf separate. So what you have to do is you gotta stick that thing in there. Man, you gotta pack it down. I use a bread mold, like bread loaf muffin, a bread loaf pan, and I pack mine in there as tight as I can. I keep pushing it till it's really, really firm. Sometimes you can have your meatloaf be too wet, and that means you've used too many eggs, and sometimes it gets too dry, which means you didn't use enough. You need that perfect consistency, which for me, it's hard for me to explain in words because I don't know what in the world you're doing. It might be, you might be using too cheap ground beef, you might be using too many eggs, you might be using breadcrumbs, panko, flour. It just depends. Those things are, but most likely, if it's falling apart, the first thing to do is make sure it's not too wet, but also to pack it in there really tightly. Pack it in that pan. Use a bread loaf pan. You know, a lot of us don't have them. You know, they try to pat them out, and when you pat them out, that's how they fall apart. You pack that thing in there so it don't have no room to spread. It's just gonna shrink some, and let it sit. Let it sit. Don't take it out as soon as it's done. And it should be pretty good. Meatloaf is always good, better on the second day. I ain't gonna lie to you.
All right, just a time-saving tip I wanted to add in there. You can also use muffin tins for your meatloaf. That way it's already pre-portioned. You don't have to cut it. And all you have to do is, once it's set and cool, just dump it out.
Yep. All right, what we got going on next?
Okay, next question is, how do I fix my food if it's too salty?
Now, I'm going to tell you, you can't. I mean, if it's a sauce, you can add more liquid to it and go from there. But if your meat's too salty, I'm going to tell you the getaway. I'm sorry. If the meat's too salty, if it's like something baked, you're going to have to rinse it off, pimp. You got to rinse it off. That's about all I can think about. Try to rinse some of that seasoning off of there. But if it's something like your fried chicken, you throw that away. Ain't no fixing that fried chicken. Unless, now I'm going to tell you, now a slick way to do stuff is, you always can add gravy to it. You can always add gravy to it. You take some of that fried chicken that's too salty, you make you a good gravy, no salt. You cover that darn gravy in that darn that chicken in that gravy. I guarantee it's gonna eat that salt up out of there, or it's gonna make it exactly even, where you don't have to worry about anything. But best thing for you is, best thing I tell people is, stop using that iodized salt. Use kosher salt, sea salt, things like that, and stop being so heavy-handed. Put it in your hand first before you pour it in your dish. If you put it in your hand first, you can see how much you put in there. Because I know most of us get that iodized box of salt with that little ugly end to it. You just go shaking that shit everywhere, and then next thing you know, it's too salty. Well, you had a seizure while you were throwing the salt. So you know what I'm saying? Now you got high blood pressure. You talk about why I gotta go to the hospital? Cause you use a box of salt a day. So yeah, let's switch over to that salt. Let's pour it in our hands so we see what we're doing. Then you put it over your food and you taste it. Every time you add a little season, taste. There's one thing we learn. It's always taste. Taste your food through everything. Not the raw food, but everything that's done. Taste. Your sauces, vegetables, taste. And that's pretty much it on that.
Okay, I have a food related question, but kind of food related.
Okay.
All right. I'm going on a date and I need a suggestion on a place to impress her but not break my pockets.
All right. Okay, let's see. For everybody, especially men, we all know this is the thing. You have to add up what your budget's gonna be. Now, if you take it to Chili's, Red Lobster, Olive Garden, etc., kill yourself. That's not gonna impress nobody. Kill yourself. Right now, if you ladies think that Red Lobster, Olive Garden, stuff like that is a good place for a first date, kill yourself because you don't know better. Look, when it comes to food, it's always good to have a nice place, preferably white tablecloth. There are places like that. You have Amerigo's. It's an Italian place. You even have Carrabba's. That's a good Italian place. Really, the thing about it is, it depends on what you want to eat and what she eats. It really depends on what she eats because it really don't matter what you want, because you ain't trying to impress nobody. You know, so yourself, you try to impress her. So it matter where she eats at. So, tell you the truth, I'm gonna tell you some places that are pretty good, but won't necessarily break your pocket, but it might kind of bite you a little bit on the boo-boo. Flight downtown is a good place. I went there and I think I spent probably about $120 for 2 people. It's $60 a person. Now, if you need cheaper than that, man, you really need to go like Amerigo's or, like I said earlier, Carrabba's. Don't go into any like Folks Folly, because they're gonna kill you. Folks Folly's gonna get you. Huey's and places like that, those are just bar and grills. That's good for a conversation. If y'all want to conversate and have a drink, but those are most Italian places, higher end Italian places, are good places for start dates because they have better wine selection. There are some Indian places also. If you're in Memphis, go to the Midtown area, and pretty much anything over in that part of the town will get you straight. But it's just too many. It just don't go to the regular places. Stay away from anywhere but chains. No, because Seasons 32 is pretty good. It is a chain, and also so is Capitol Grill is really good, and it's a chain. Fleming's Steakhouse is really good, and I think it's a chain also. But like I said, I mean Ruth Chris pretty good. It's a chain. It's just the lower end chains. Oh, here you go. If the junk say 2 for, you don't go there. If it say 2 can dine for $19.99, that's not it. You don't need to step in that door. If you gotta ask them, where the weekly specials is, without them announcing to you what the weekly special is or the daily special, then they don't need to be there. If they have a slip out pamphlet that's eliminated, that ain't the place to impress them. You want a nice fold out menu, 3 pages. Somewhere where you know that you're gonna dress up a little bit. You can't just go in there with some J's on, some jogger pants. So that's about all I got for that one. That's about as much advice as I can give you on that. Cause yeah. Okay, all in all right, y'all got your answers. I tried not to be vulgar, but I think I did something. But I hope y'all enjoy y'all evening. Hit the inbox up. Deuces. It's hot and it's long sleeve. Yeah, I don't like it.
Okay.
And that could be one of the questions you ask, but I don't have a chef call. Because everybody who's a chef, they say they chef coat off as soon as they hit the dough. And something most likely they hit the dough from work. Some of them don't even leave out work though before they take their coat off. Sometimes they take their coat off in the office and then throw it to the side somewhere. That's what happens. That's why I'm not wearing no chef coat. F a chef coat. It's too hot in them kitchens. That's for the people looking prime and prissy. Chef. No. Solid black t-shirts, solid gray t-shirts, solid white t-shirts. We in the back. If we could wear short pants, we could. We would. We wouldn't be scared of hot grease hitting us on the leg. You ever hit hot grease hit you on the leg? It ain't pretty. It ain't pretty at all. You already started recording, didn't you?
Yeah.